A company manufacturing steel furniture, it has received an order. Let us consider you are the steel furniture manufacturer and you received one order for supply of 100 chairs. To manufacture 100 chairs, the details of cost is like this. Raw material required. You requires 1000 kg of raw material. Rate per kg is 24. If you take the product of this, you will get the total raw material cost. And wages. You requires 100 days to complete the job. You requires 100 days to complete the job. Then per day wage is 120. And the product of this is the total wages required for 100 chairs. Then come to the overhead part. Overhead is classified into variable and fixed. Overhead is classified into variable and fixed. And variable varies according to production. Fixed will not varies, that will not change based on production, that is based on time factor. So variable factory overhead is, factory is 150 per day. In the factory you requires per day 150. If the work starts in the factory, per day expense is 150. Then to complete this job, you require 100 days. Multiply that, you will get the variable factory overhead. And in the office you require 80 per day. Per day office expense is 80. For 100 days, you calculate. Then fixed is always fixed. In the factory, 20,000 amount is fixed. In the office, 8,000 is fixed. This is not depending on the production. Okay. And they asked to calculate, they asked to prepare the cost sheet showing the price per chair and calculate the profit to be expected at 20%. They are expecting 20% profit on sales. Okay. You see this. Direct material required is 1000 kg. Rate per kg is 24. Multiply this and you will get the 24,000 material cost. Okay. 24,000 material cost you requires to manufacture 100 chairs. So you divide by 100, you will get the material cost per chair. Material cost per chair. Then second point, you take direct labor. Direct labor is 100 days required to complete the job. 100 days required to complete the job. Per day labor cost is 120. So you multiply this, you will get the labor cost, that is 12,000 to complete the job. So 12,000 is the labor cost to manufacture 100 chairs. Divide by 100, you will get 120. Okay. Direct expense is not given in the problem. You take the total. Prime cost is 36,000 total, per unit is 360. Clear? Then you take the factory overhead. Factory overhead is classified into variable and fixed. Factory overhead is classified into variable and fixed. Variable always depends on the production. It is to be calculated based on per unit. Remember. Okay, I'll calculate it. And fixed always fixed based on time factor. Under the factory overhead, you take the variable factory overhead and fixed factory overhead. First is variable. What is the variable factory overhead? 150 per day. 150 per day is the cost, and your laborers requires 100 days to complete the job. Therefore, multiply it. This is 15,000. Variable factory overhead is 15,000. Divide by 100, you will get 150 per chair. 150 per share cost variable. And you take the fixed amount is given. Factory overhead fixed is 20,000. 20,000 is the fixed amount. You divide by number of chairs 100. This is 200 per chair. Take the total. 71,000 is the total cost. 710 is the per chair cost per chair. Then office and administration overhead. Office and administration overhead, under that you first take variable. Variable office overhead is 80 rupees per day. Per day 80 rupees. To manufacture 100 chairs, you require 100 days. Therefore, multiply by 100. You will get 8,000 rupee variable administrative overhead. And divide by 100, you will get the variable administrative overhead per chair. Next, you take the fixed overhead. Fixed overhead relating to office is 8,000. 8,000 is the total amount. Divide by 100 shares, you will get again 80 rupee per share. Okay, like this, you take the variable and fixed. Remember, variable overhead always based on per unit. You have to calculate based on per unit, and adjustments are to be made to the fixed cost to the total value. Okay, and take the total. This total is called cost of production. Cost of production. Cost of production is total 87,000. Per share is 870. Then regarding selling and distribution overhead. Regarding selling and distribution overhead, there is no information. That means there is no selling and distribution overhead. Therefore, this is the cost of sale. This is the cost of sale, and they expect 20% profit on sale. Their expectation is 20% profit on sale. Suppose 100 rupees the sale. In that 100 rupees sale, there is a 20 rupee profit. There is a 20 rupee profit and 80 rupees the cost. Am I right? For every 100 rupees sale, profit is 20 rupee. Out of sales, if you deduct the profit, then 80 is the cost. Okay. Therefore, for every 80 rupee cost, 20 is the profit. For every 80 rupee cost, 20 is the profit. But in this problem, total cost is 87,000. For 87,000 cost, what? Am I audible? Because of interruption in internet supply.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. My voice is clear or not? Okay. You see here, cost of production is 87,000. Therefore, for every 100 rupees sale, 100 rupees sale, 20 is the profit. If you deduct 20 rupees from the selling price, 80 is the cost. Therefore, you have to form a proportion. On the basis of proportion, you have to ascertain the profit. You have to ascertain the profit. You see here. Profit is 87,000 is the total cost. For every 80 rupee, 20 is the profit. For every 80 rupee, 20 is the profit. Therefore, for 87,000 rupee cost, what is the profit? You multiply and simplify it, you will get 21,750 is the profit. Is the profit. Okay. If the profit is on selling price and sale is not given the problem, you deduct the profit percent from the 100 and take at the denominator. Okay. And divide by 100, you will get profit per share. 287.50 is the profit per share and total is 1,08,750 sales and selling price per share is 1,087.50. 1,087.50 is the selling price. Wait, this is the quotation for the supply of 100 chairs. This is the cost sheet for supply of 100 chairs. This problem is based on variable and fixed cost. If the problem is based on variable and fixed cost, you solve the problems like this. Okay. Now I'll take the next example. All the remaining problems are same. You see this problem number 16 from the Baligar book. From the following information, you are required to prepare a statement showing cost of goods manufactured and cost of goods sold by key association. Key association is the name of the firm. Okay. The opening stock is given regarding raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. Raw material is to be adjusted in raw material consumed. Work in progress is to be adjusted in factory overhead. Finished goods is to be adjusted in cost of production. Okay. Raw material purchase is there. You add in the opening stock of raw material. Wages paid, it is called as direct wages. Selling and distribution expenses are there. It is the last head of expense. Then closing stocks are there. Material, finished stock, and work in progress. Okay. Then administrative overhead is there. Sales is there. Factory on cost. Factory on cost means factory overhead. Wages outstanding. This wages outstanding you add to the wages. Wages outstanding is to be added to the wages. Okay. Direct question is there. For the material, you add opening stock and closing stock. For the factory overhead, you add work in progress and deduct the closing work in progress. Then for cost of production, you add opening finished stock and deduct closing finished stock. and you take the items headwise to form the cost sheet. To form the cost sheet. Okay, else you see the solution. See the cost sheet. I have not yet taken the period. First is direct material consumed. You take the opening stock. Opening stock is 30,000. Add purchase 4,50,000. Total is 4,80,000. Less closing finished stock 25,000. You deduct 25,000. Then raw material consumed is 4,55,000. Okay. Then in this problem, unit produced is not given. Unit produced is not given. It is not possible to ascertain the cost per unit. I have taken the per unit column, but I am unable to calculate the cost per unit. This may happen to you people also while solving the problem. So, while solving the problem, you have to draw cost per unit column only when units are given in the problem. Okay, this is the raw material consumed. Second, you take the direct labor, that is wages. 2 lakh is the wages, add outstanding. Outstanding is 30,000. You add outstanding 30,000, then total is 2,30,000. There is no direct expense. There is no direct expense. You add these two, 6,85,000 is the prime cost. 6,85,000 is the prime cost. Then you take the factory overhead. Factory overhead is 92,000. Okay, that is work on cost. Work on cost 92,000. You add opening work in progress 25,000. Add opening work in progress 25,000. You will get 1,17,000. 1,17,000. Then deduct the closing work in progress 15,000. 15,000 is the closing work in progress. You deduct it. The balance is 1,02,000. 1,02,000. 1,02,000 is the factory overhead. This is also called as factory on cost. Okay. Then take the total of prime cost and factory overhead. The total is 7,87,000. This is called as factory cost. This is called as factory cost. Then you take the office and administration overhead. Office and administration overhead is 30,000. Office and administration overhead is 30,000. You take the inner column or you take directly to the total column because there is no adjustment to it. Only one item is there. It is 30,000. You take the total. Total is 8,17,000. This is called cost of production. Cost of production is 8,17,000. Then add opening finished stock. Opening finished stock is 60,000. Finished stock, opening stock is 60,000. You add, then you deduct the closing finished stock. Closing finished stock is 55,000. You deduct 50,000, 55,000. Cost of goods sold is 8,22,000. 8,22,000. The next selling and distribution expense. Selling and distribution expense is 20,000. You take 20,000, add this 20,000, 8,42,000 is the cost of sales. Cost of sales. Cost of sale is 8,42,000. Then you leave one line and take the sales. That is, sales is 8 lakh. Okay, sales is 8 lakh. Then difference is 58,000. This 58,000 is called as, just a minute, I will check. Oh, sorry, it is sale is 9 lakh. Okay, I'll change it. The sale is 9 lakh. By oversight, I have taken 8 lakh. So profit is 58,000. Sale is 9 lakh. Now the profit is 58,000. Profit is 58,000. Like this, you calculate the profit and calculate the different aspects of cost. This is the simple form of cost sheet, which covered all the items. This cost sheet covered all the items and it is a simple cost sheet. Okay.